Everyone, this is my update video for Rezael in set 5. Now I'm just going to say right now, as every other time I've had Rezael or any other Keter deck, there is no Keter package in here. I'm just gonna say that outright. I don't have the cards for the Keter package because, well, one's a promo, an expensive promo that's almost impossible to get at this point. And with the new Keter deck in set 7 coming out, which is probably going to want it even more, it's going to get even more expensive. So, yeah, no Keter package at all in this. And, well, the Keter package is cringe, let's be honest. And after getting that out of the way, let's just go right into Rezael. Of course, we've got the starter for Rezael, Wings of Aspiration Soel. Kind of obvious. The kind of new go-to grade 1 for Rezael. That is not Ventesta. That being Tranquilla. When this is wrote upon, reveal 3 cards with different grades from your hand. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 1 or less card from among them. Call it to a rearguard circle and then shuffle the deck. If you did not call a card, you can call this out to the rearguard circle instead. So either way, you do get something, unless you whiff on the reveal 3 different grades. I've had that happen, but that's just my fault and discarding when I discard for the ride deck. That's kind of all on me. We have the grade 2, Knight of Great Advance Ascensior. When this is wrote upon by a grade 2 or a grade 3 card with Rezael and its card name, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card from your drop, call it to a rearguard circle. Very simple, lets you get back something you might have discarded. And of course, Rezael himself. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, choose up to 2 cards from your drop zone with different grades and a total grade less than or equal to the number of cards in your drop zone, call them to a rearguard circle. And then of course, Rezael's Divine Skill, Soul Blast 1, return all criticals from your drop to the deck and then shuffle it. And then this unit gets drive +1 until the end of turn, and then until the end of the fight, you cannot ride units without Rezael and in their card names. And then you personally get the effect of when your damage check reveals a trigger unit other than a heal trigger. If your damage zone has 5 or more cards, choose a card from your damage zone, heal it, and then you lose this ability. And then of course, you can only use a Divine Skill once. And yeah, very strong Vanguard, and now he gets even stronger with his upgraded form, Fated King of Miracles, Rezael Vita. This unit is also regarded as Fated One of Miracles, Rezael. During your turn, this unit gets 5,000 power for each Fated One of Miracles, Rezael in your soul, and also gets their Divine Skill. So even if you're on this, you can use the Divine Skill of this Rezael. Kind of similar to the Destined King, Leviadress Imperio. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, choose up to 2 cards from your drop with different grades and a total grade less than or equal to the number of cards in your damage zone, call them to a rearguard circle. Then you can put a grade 3 or greater card with Rezael and its card name from your hand into soul. Choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop, call it to a rearguard circle, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all the units called by this effect get an extra 5,000 power until the end of turn. So it lets you call an additional unit and gives them power as well. So yeah, that is the upgrade for Rezael. A very strong one at that. Of course, 3 more copies of regular Rezael in the main deck. Blessed Dragon Gabuelius. We just saw this in the Liela Morta profile, and it also works in Rezael. When this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, look at the top card of your deck, and then you can put it on the top or leave it on the top or put it on the bottom. If you put it on the bottom, this unit gets an extra 5,000 power. And then when this unit attacks, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards until the end of that battle, this unit gets an extra 5,000 power, and then if this unit was placed on the rearguard circle by the ability of your Vanguard with Fated One in its name, this turn, and no drive checks were performed for the battle of your rearguards this turn, you can counterblast 1. This unit gets an extra 10,000 power and drive -1 instead of 5,000, and can perform drive checks. So very nice. This is the card you'd probably want to call off of Rezael Vita's additional call, or you can use it to call as one of the first cards from Rezael's effects. So yeah, the final grade 3 being Gigantic Masher. When your unit is placed on the rearguard circle by the ability of your Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, this unit gets an extra 15,000 power. This can make some very strong power columns, especially now with Rezael Vita. Of course, we've also got Nobia, who's been here since the start of Rezael. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, counterblast 1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from among them, call it to a rearguard circle, and then put the rest on the bottom in any order. And if it is your battle phase, you reveal it, and then put it into your hand instead. And then when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, you can Soul Blast 1. This unit gets an extra 10,000 power until the end of that battle. Of course, the best rearguard for Rezael being Knight of Bow Streaks Nibiris. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle by your grade 3 or greater Vanguard's ability, this unit gets an extra 10,000 power, and then at the end of that battle that this unit attacked, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, Energy Blast 3, put this unit into Soul, draw a card, and then you look at the top card of your deck and choose to leave it there or put it on the bottom. This can help you set up for a Rezael attack or set you up for next turn so you can set up your Divine skill. This is a very versatile card and is, again, the best rearguard Rezael has. Of course, we've got Rezael's special booster and countercharger, Aerial Sage. During the battle that this unit boosted, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power, and then when this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, you can discard a card, countercharge 1, and then this unit gets another 2,000 power until the end of that battle. So behind Rezael, he is a 15k booster. We have the 13k attacker 10,000 shield card for Rezael. If I did have the Keter package and if I wanted to use it, this would definitely be one of the first things to cut. However, and there probably is better stuff, but this can make great numbers in the early game of Rezael, as it's, again, a 13k grade 1. And it also makes for a great booster, as it can make some incredible numbers with Gigantic Masher, Nibiris, and even Gabuelius. So yeah, it does have its uses, even though it isn't exactly the best. But hey, I don't mind it. Of course, we've got Painkiller Angel. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted, you Soul Blast 1, retire her, and then draw a card. And then, of course, with Rezael, you can just resurrect her again to use her again. 3 PGs from Keter Sanctuary, and then 1 for Elementaria Sanctitude. You can use any of the Elementaria Sanctitudes that you want, of course, and any of the Keter Sanctuary PGs that you want that have the effect of, if your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. Of course, if you have 2 or less, you do not have to discard anything. Or if you have less than 2, you don't have to discard anything. Then, of course, again, probably another card that would be cut if I used the Keter package. However, I do not. But here it is. This is Catellus. This is a grade 0 for Rezael. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if you have grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, choose one of your units, and it gets 15,000 power until the end of turn. If this unit was placed by your Vanguard's ability, it gets 10,000 power instead, and if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, it gets Intercept and can intercept from the back row. So yeah, again, this does have its uses, as it can create even more powerful columns with Gabrielius, Gigantic Masher, Nibiris, all that. And also because it is a grade 0, again, it can help in the early game if you have awkward damage numbers and you still want to call 2 units. So this way, since it is a grade 0, you can call it no matter what. So yeah, of course, 4 non-effect crits. 4 effect crits. You want to max out on the effect criticals, as again, this is Rezael. Three fronts, 3 of the effect fronts, that is. 4 heals. And again, something else that would probably be cut if I had the more optimal version. We have the Keter Sanctuary Overtrigger. Again, if I had it, I'd probably use the blue or purple generic one. However, I don't have those. However, I am probably going to work on getting the blue one eventually. Or probably very soon, at least. So, yeah, is that. And that is it for Rezael. And that is it for the Set 5 decks. Set 6, I believe, is coming soon, next month. However, before that, I do have some decks that I haven't updated in a while, that I have the cards for now. So we're probably going to go over those. And there's also a few decks that are going to be new to the channel that I haven't had, but I've wanted to talk about. So there's that as well. And there's the new Stride deck sets coming out at the end of the month for Harry and Night Rose. So that is probably what you should expect next. And again, I hope you enjoyed this update for Rezael.